Hey there, Mr. Chu here with Tray Arithmetic. So these are the challenge problems on my Criss-Cross Shortcut that I introduced in an earlier video. So if I have 5/6 plus 4/5, I can find out what it equals by doing the Criss-Cross Shortcut. So what you do is, I'm going to rewrite the problem. And I'm going to crisscross. I take my 5 times my 5. There's my criss and my cross. Plus, because we're adding, the 6 times the 4 over the 6 times the 5. So it's that simple. So 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 4 is 24 over 6 times 5 is 30. So that equals 49 over 30. This is an improper fraction. I have to take my 30 and divide it into 49. It goes one time. My remainder is my numerator, and the denominator is my divisor. So my answer is 1 19/30. Now, if the normal way that I had taught this earlier before I showed this shortcut, you had to get a common denominator up here. So I said the easiest way, it's not necessarily the least common denominator, but it's a common denominator, is to take the denominator on the left and just multiply it by the denominator on the right. But if you multiply the denominator by 5, I have to multiply the numerator by 5. And 5 times 5 is where this came from. 6 times 5, there it is. And then over here we multiply by 6 over 6. 4 times 6, there it is. So it is just a shortcut way to do that problem without having to write everything down. The problem with this method is it's not least common, and sometimes you have to reduce it. So let's go ahead and let's look at this problem here. The first thing you have to do on challenge 2 is to change the mixed numbers into improper fractions. And the way you do that, you take the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator over that denominator. So the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator over the denominator. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 over 3, plus 6 times 4 is 24, plus 5 over 6. So that equals 6 plus 2 is 8/3, plus 24 plus 5 is 29/6. All right, so I'm going to take this, 8/3 plus 29/6, and then I'm going to use my Criss-Cross Shortcut. So I do my 8 times 6 plus, because it's an addition problem, there's my criss, there's my cross. All over 3 times 6. So this is 8 times 6, which is 48, plus 3 times 29, which is 87, all over 18. So 48 plus 87, I don't know what it is, but we can stack it up. Since this is an arithmetic class, let's just go ahead and do that. 8 plus 7 is 15, carry the 1. 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 1, 135. So I have 135 over 18. So now this is an improper fraction. So I can take now and divide my 18 into my 135. So 18 cannot be divided into 1 or 13, but to 135, let's see, 6 of them will be 108. So I think it's going to be 7. Let's try and see. 7 times 8 is 56. Carry the 5. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. And when I subtract, I get a 9. So the answer is 7 remainder 9. So the way you write that is 7 and 1, or I'm sorry, it's 9, that's my remainder, over 18, and I can divide them both by 9, numerator and denominator. 7 1/2 is my answer. All right, so when you had this up here, my 8/3 plus my 29/6, remember what we did before? We said we can multiply this by 6/6 and this by 3/3, and then look where that ends up showing up. 8 times 6, there it is. 29 times 3, there it is, over 6. So if you need more instruction and more examples and more practice using the Criss-Cross Shortcut, then you can see a link up here that'll be the original lesson, which would be lesson 3A. Down here will be more fraction addition problems if you would like to watch other videos. Make sure you like this video because it helps me out when I'm pushing the videos out if I get a lot of likes. If you have a question, comment and I'll answer it. Also, make sure you subscribe. There'll be a button down here in the corner of the screen to subscribe. I'm Mr. Chu. This is Tray Arithmetic with the Criss-Cross Shortcut. I want to help you learn math. So watch my videos and we'll see you next time.